Coming up on Horse of the West, the National Reining Breeders' Classic from the Built Ford Tough Livestock Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma's Expo Square. We'll get all the highlights from the Non-Pro Classic final and meet a number of riders who came to reining from other disciplines.
I feel like definitely mentally prepared me.
Plus a few competitors managing horses who have their own ideas about things.
He is hilarious.
He's got more personality than he is tall.
Plus we'll find out who are the lucky winners in the clean slate shootouts, taking home some big prizes.
It's amazing. I'm pinching myself still.
And Dr. Joe Carter with Your Horse Inside and Out, sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim.
We're going to talk about colic surgery.
That's all ahead on Horse of the West. Welcome to the 27th Annual National Reining Breeders' Classic from the Built Ford Tough Livestock Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Nrbc moved from Katy, Texas to Tulsa back in 2023, and this year brought even more changes. But some things about this event have stayed the same through the decades.
The Nrbc has always been a phenomenal event. It's extremely well run. The management's incredible here, pro management and Colleen, they know how to run a horse show.
The ground is perfect here. I can't say there's one bad spot in there. If we miss something, you know, it was rider error or horse error, the ground is absolutely perfect.
The NRBC, one of the 3 Triple Crown events of the sport of reining, is known for being a show by competitors for competitors. It's constantly growing and evolving as the industry grows and evolves, but 2024 brought an especially large shift. 4 extra days were added to the show schedule, with the Non-Pro Classic Derby running the first week and the Open Classic running the second. Riders we spoke with were happy with the change.
The non-pros that need to go home or have other obligations, it allows them to go, and if they want to come back, they can come back and watch the Open finals. But I think it's been a great change. Hope it sticks.
Kim Muhlstedter's husband Martin is an NRHA $1 million rider. She says the new schedule allowed him to focus the first week on the non-pros he trains and then devote all his energy to his open horses.
So I think this will be really good for the trainers. They'll get a little more sleep and now get to focus on theirs.
So let's see how these non-pros do after all this extra time to prepare. Emma Van Landingham, daughter of $3 million rider Jason, is first to go on Diamond Hands, a horse she ended up riding because he got hurt his futurity year.
He's just been such a sweet character ever since he was young, and I used to go play with him in the pasture, and he's just been such a sweet horse, and I love getting to show him. He was supposed to be one of my dad's, but he got to be on my string, and I'm super grateful for that. He's such a nice horse.
Diamond Hands, aka DZ, is the son of Done It for Whiskey out of Princess and Pearls. DZ and Emma slide into a score of 219 with the normal stacked roster of NRBC competitors still to go.
I've seen my dad show here 1 million times, and I've seen him take home a lot of wins on several different horses, so it's cool to get to run through those gates just like he did.
You've already met Kim Muhlstetter of Scottsdale. Now here she is on Smoky Mountain Rain, aka Aspen, a son of $7 million sire and Hall of Fame member Spook's Got a Whiz out of Sprat's Electric Spark.
I love that horse. I got him as a 3-year-old, and he's just been really steady. I just like that he feels relaxed in the pen. He feels like a show horse. He is fun to show, and he has so much look out there. Like when someone else rides him, I love watching him. But I think he's a really special horse.
Kim and Aspen score another 219 to match Emma and DZ. Lane Colston of Frankfort, Kentucky's riding Little Rough Whiskey by $2 million sire Whiskey and Diamonds out of Little Rough Star Time.
I was just looking forward to showing him again in the final, since it would be our last NRBC, and he didn't disappoint. I knew if I was there for him, he'd be there for me. He has a lot of respect for you, but you have to respect him too. He knows when he does something wrong, and when you correct him, you have to, you kind of have to handle him with a little care. And he's all business though, and I like that, because when I got on there to ride, I'm there to ride and do what we need to do. I've actually kept him at home this winter and rode him myself, and so I've really enjoyed just getting him ready myself.
The results of Lane's work with Little Rough Whiskey are evident here in the non-pro finals. The pair mark a 220.5 to take over first. Next up is another rider from Scottsdale, Chandler Renard, and Who's Joe Daddy, called JoJo by $2 million sire Little Joe Cash out of Miss Sunshine Annie.
He's really a tough horse, honestly.
but he's sensitive at the same time. He's got quite the personality with that. But he's taught me a lot of life lessons of sometimes less is more, and he does better with that. So I've learned a lot with him, and we love him. But yeah, he's a very good boy.
Chandler, who trains with NRHA professional Dan Huss, scores a 217 with JoJo. NRHA Hall of Fame member and all-time leading non-pro Mandy McCutcheon of Aubrey, Texas, is riding now on her first horse. This is Done It for Whiz by Done It for Whiskey out of Indians Gunnelina. This pair already have a few titles under their belt and a reserve championship at the 2023 NRHA Futurity. But it was not love at first sight for Mandy.
It was kind of an accidental purchase for me. My brother-in-law Jimmy had him, and I saw him a little bit here and there, and I was just like, well, he's okay. I didn't really love him. But then I rode him, and he just has a really, really nice feel. He's very smooth, very comfortable, has a lot of feel, so you have to ride smooth when you ride him.
Mandy and Done It for Whiz, a.k.a. Tex, join a three-way tie for second with a 219. Riding in his first ever Level 4 finals, this is another Scottsdale-based rider, Jesse Boyd, on Gonna Be First by Ark Gonna Be a Big Star out of Ark Wallace First. He's called Justin after none other than the famous pop star Justin Bieber. Jesse rides with NRHA all-time leading rider Andrea Fapani, who Jesse says went above and beyond to support him here at the NRBC.
He even changed his flight to come for the go-around because he was going to land before or after I showed, so he had a direct flight, and he changed his flight and ended up having to go to Vegas and spend all day on an airplane just to be here to watch me show the first go.
Jesse and Justin earn a 218.5 from the judges to land in third. When we come back, two more former champions make their runs, both on horses with big personalities.
He's super funky.
That's Oliver. You can't make him do anything but that, so why try?
And another first-timer in the Level 4 final, this one who came from the hunter jumper world.
I'm competing against legends in my class.
And still ahead, Dr. Joe Carter and Your Horse Inside and Out, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim. Don't ride off.
Go to virtualhorsehelp.com for interviews and insights from top reining and reined cow horse professionals, and to worldwideslide.com for bi-weekly news coverage of reining around the world, both with completely free access online. Come ride with Virtual Horse Help and Worldwide Slide.
NRHA Reiner Magazine, the official publication of the National Reining Horse Association, filled with industry news, along with training tips, in-depth features, and horse health info. Read online at nrha.com. Welcome back to Horse of the West and the National Reining Breeders' Classic from Expo Square in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Legacy rider Emma Van Landingham already scored a big 219 on her first horse, but she's back for more, this time on Prada, a.k.a. SHR Hollywood Kid. This is a daughter of This Kid's Got a Gun out of Shining in Hollywood.
I've gotten along with her perfect since day one. She's always been such a mare that I can trust in the show pen, and I've just had a really good bond with her since day one.
On Prada, Emma scores just behind her first ride with a 218.5, and that's going to put them in a tie with Jesse Boyd and Justin. Kelsey Price of Pilot Point, Texas is riding home-raised Let Her Rip by $10 million sire and Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream out of Gonna Be Custom. Kelsey's married to $1 Million rider Cole Price and has been showing horses since she was a kid, so she's familiar with the industry, but there are some parts of it that are still tough, like having to let horses come and go.
We do really well with horses that we start and we have the entire time. I really like to know my horses really well, so that definitely helps. And the older I get, the more attached I get to my horses. So yeah, the longer I have them, the harder it gets because I do get more attached.
A 219.5 has Kelsey and Rip in second for now behind Lane Colston and Little Rough Whiskey. Former champion Jack Meadows is running in on a homegrown horse of his own. This is Time in a Bottle, a.k.a. Oliver. He's by $1 Million sire In Like Flynn out of the Great Performer Surprise and the Princess. Jack says this horse has his own ideas about how he wants to run the pattern.
He is ready to stop at any moment of the pattern. He's ready to not just break to a walk. He doesn't even want to walk. He just wants to stand there. He is hilarious. He was my last horse to show, and I hadn't gotten anything back to the finals yet, but wasn't even nervous because that's just a horse that he's just fun to show. He know he's going to be there as long as I can keep him clean and penalty free. Don't fall off and don't break to a walk. That's about it. That's the keys to showing Oliver.
That plan works pretty well for Jack and Oliver. They earn a 221 to move into first. Aaliyah Lasapanara of Campbell Hall, New York, took her first trip to the NRBC last year, and this year made it all the way to the Level 4 finals. She started out in Hunter Jumper and says she learned some valuable lessons there that she brought with her to the reining world.
I did have to learn to change my seat and whatnot, and drape your rein versus having contact the whole time. There's definitely a lot of differences, but I am glad I did do the English. It definitely set me up for places like this where I'm competing against legends in my class, and it's huge, and it's only my second year. I feel like definitely mentally prepared me.
Aaliyah's mount is Taggin' Stiletto Chicks by $6 Million sire Gunner's Special Night out of Stiletto Tags, known as Duke. In return for their run, the judges give Aaliyah and Duke a 217.5. Originally from Switzerland, now located in Gordonville, Texas, Gina Schumacher won her first title here last year, and she is back for another try. Her mount is a son of Gunatrasha out of the great show mare and producer Miss Little Attitude, named Gunnin' Attitude and nicknamed Guapo. Guapo was never Gina's favorite horse in her string, but her trainer Dwayne Latimer helped the two of them come together.
He's super funky. He's very sensitive. He is kind of wiggly, but then he takes things extremely personal, and he can do a lot of things. He has big turn, big circles, big stops, but sometimes difficult to prepare. Less is more sometimes. So I just, keep it all relaxed, and then he can do his job without getting stressed out. And then he's really good.
A big score of 222.5 for Gina and Guapo proves that less is, in fact, more, putting them now in the lead with 3 riders yet to go. And later, an NRBC tradition started back when nobody had ever even seen the hit show, the Rookie Shootout sponsored by Yellowstone, plus clean slate shootouts for Green Rainers, Masters, and Legends.
I would never have thought that I'd be able to do this.
That's all coming up. Don't ride off. Welcome back to Horse of the West. We're at the National Reining Breeders' Classic in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Last year's champion in the non-pro, Gina Schumacher, is once again in the lead with a 222.5 on Gunnin' Attitude, a.k.a. Guapo. Jack Meadows and Time in a Bottle, or Oliver, are sitting second with a 221. With 3 riders left, here's Indy Roper of Hobart, Indiana, and Wally Wonka, or Spanky.
Spanky is just a barn favorite. He's got more personality than he is tall, so we really love him. And he's bought for my niece, and he's a short stirrup horse, but I have stole him for the last 2 years. So she said he's 7, so she's counting down until she can get him.
Spanky is by $4 Million sire Walla Walla Whiz out of Wimpy's Cocoa Step. He and Indy join a 3-way tie for 6th with a 218.5. Indy likes the new NRBC schedule with the non-pro classes all the first week because it's easier for riders like her with full-time jobs who can't be at a show for 2 weeks. Her horse life, she says, is already complicated enough.
Primarily, we own car dealerships, so this is our hobby, but it is a lifestyle. My sister showed Warm Bloods. They've been in Wellington, Florida. So yeah, it is a whole operation at home. So we argue when the jumps are up and I can't slide, so.
Mandy McCutcheon is back again on her second mount, Arilosa, a half-sister to the mare she won the 2021 NRBC with. Arilosa is by Arlosa Whiz out of Spooky Little Czechs. The pair made the NRHA Futurity Finals in 2023, but they have not shown together at all since then.
There's always just some things the 4-year-old year can bring on in one, and I think that it takes sometimes till they're 5 to really get everything clicked up together. She's very good for me, don't get me wrong, just a few little things.
Here at the NRBC, Mandy and Ari Losa score a 2:17, so Gina and Guapo's lead holds with the last rider running into the pen. This is Addie Smersall, daughter of $5 million rider Craig Smersall, on TA Dunnett Red Hot, a son of $3 million sire Paleface Dunnett out of Red Hot Walla. Addie says he's her heart horse, and they put down a big run when the dust settles and the score is announced. A 2:22 puts them a half a point behind Gina, earning them the 2024 NRBC Reserve Championship, bumping Jack Meadows and Oliver into third. Addie says her $5 million father had some advice as she headed into the arena.
Well, before Dad said just have fun, and I was like, you're not going to tell me what not to do and what to do? And he goes, just stay out of the penalty box. But that was about it. He said just to have fun and that I have a good horse and just to show him. Dad is always right. Most of the, 95% of the time.
Okay. So Gina Schumacher wins her second NRBC title in a row for a $50,000 grand prize. She says she credits her trainer, Dwayne Latimer, for much of her success.
I adopted Dwayne whether he likes it or not, so, and I get along really good, and he knows me, and he knows what he has to tell me and how he has to tell it to me to make it work, and I trust him.
Coming up, rookies and green reiners get to run for some big prizes in the Massey Ford Arena. One of them, a 15-year-old riding a cow horse.
I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
That's all coming up. Be right back. Your Horse Inside and Out with Dr. Joe Carter is sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim.
When we're talking about an emergency in horses, a real emergency is when a horse needs colic surgery, because you literally have hours to try and save a horse's life. It's like this horse right here that had 9 feet of dead intestine inside of it, and you have to correct that problem within hours of it occurring. If a horse twists its intestines, you've got about 4 hours to correct that problem, or that intestine starts to die to the point it may be completely compromised. When it's been going on longer than that, this one was about 12 hours, and a section of that horse's intestines will have already died in it. And then you need to cut out the dead intestine and sew the ends back together. That's called an anastomosis. And so whenever you have that situation, you need to be making decisions quickly. You need to be getting your horse to a surgical facility, your veterinarian, you need to work with your veterinarian, already have your mind made up. You know, some of these horses, you've got to make a severe, and significant financial commitment to, to fixing that problem. Have that, square in your mind. Are you ready to do that? You don't want that horse to suffer, If surgery is not an option and you've got a surgical problem, then you got to make the other decision. And so you need to be thinking ahead when you've got those type problems. There's good equine insurance now, and a lot of our supplement and drug companies even offer, colic insurance as part of using their wormer or their supplements. So equine colic surgery is a real emergency. If you have any questions, talk to your veterinarian. I'm Dr. Joe Carter with Your Horse Inside and Out.
Before making any decisions about your horse's health, be sure to consult with your veterinarian. Your Horse Inside and Out with Dr. Joe Carter is brought to you by the Boehringer Ingelheim portfolio of joint health products, giving horses the freedom to move. Explore the comprehensive collection of brands at bi-animalhealth.com.
Oklahoma Equine Hospital, now with standing MRI, magnetic resonance imaging without anesthesia.
It's very easy to use on the horse. You walk them into the room and then let the machine do its work. Safe, easy, accurate way to diagnose lameness, and it's a huge asset to the performance horse. It's a game changer in the performance horse industry.
Oklahoma Equine Hospital with standing MRI off I-35 south of Norman, Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Horse of the West. It's the National Reining Breeders' Classic from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This event offers a chance for the top 5 riders in the rookie, green reiner, masters, and legends classes to run in a clean slate shootout in the big Ford Truck Arena. All 5 riders will go home with some big prizes. In the Yellowstone Paramount Network Rookie Shootout, the winner receives a custom Yellowstone bench and a $500 gift certificate to Shorty's Cowboy Hattery, in addition to other awards. 15-year-old Harper Elise Kisseljack is the lucky recipient for her score of 217.5 aboard Smart Taz Olina, aka Cheeto, by NRHA Hall of Fame member Smart Chickalina. Harper originally showed Cheeto and reined Cowhorse, but brought him over to reining because it was the event the two of them were best at. Although the pair came out on top in the end, Harper had some anxiety before riding into this big arena.
Well, I was very nervous. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Struggling breathing, but I just trusted him and I just planned out everything, and he was really good for me.
So who's carrying the bench out for you?
Josh and Jack, my trainer and Jack.
So where's it going to go? When you get it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
In front of the donkey stall. Wherever my parents want me to put it.
In the Rios of Mercedes Families of Brands Green Rainer Shootout, the winner gets a pair of exotic horsepower boots by Rios of Mercedes, and the other 4 riders get a pair of non-exotic boots. Emily Lloyd and This Gunner's Dreamin' or Herm take home the championship with a 215.5.
I would never have thought that I'd be able to do this at the level that I am right now at this show, so it's fun.
Herm is a son of Gunner's Special Night out of This Chick's Done Dreamin'. Emily got him back a year and a half ago when she decided to jump back into reining after a 15-year hiatus.
Herm is a big, goofy horse that just when he gets in the pen, he just knows what he needs to do. He's just always a very honest horse. He carries me through it. He's a great teacher along with my trainer, Billy Williams. He helped me find Herm, who was the perfect horse to get back into it and kind of start from scratch.
In the Blowgun Spooks Grand Slam Masters Shootout for riders 60 and older, Anita Horn and Cowboys Right Away are our winners with a 218. They take home a variety of prizes, including a free breeding to NRHA Stallion Blowgun.
It's amazing. I'm pinching myself still. I really wanted to be in this class because I think it's just amazing that the NRBC does events like this and does classes like this for us. So it was a lot of fun.
Cowboy is by $1 Million sire Smart and Shiny out of A Whiz Called Wanda.
Cowboy did a phenomenal job carrying me tonight. This is my, I believe, 4th trip in the show pen on him, and he couldn't have been there for me any more than he was tonight.
And in the Fapani Performance Horses Spooks and Jewels Legends Shootout for riders 70 years and older, Linda Sawyer and Spooks Got a Pretty Boy take home the gold. This is a full brother to NRHA Hall of Fame stallion Spooks Got a Whiz by Spooks Got a Gun out of Pretty Whiz, Pretty Does.
I've actually had him for 7 years, but the first 5 years I didn't show. I just kind of rode him around the pasture and enjoyed him. And 2 years ago, I just decided it's time and I want to do this, and I was really missing the horse industry.
Linda says she appreciates the opportunity offered by all these shootouts.
I think that's a good deal and a good idea, and it kind of supports the older generation. Well, my son calls it the geriatric class.
Yeah. Well, how does it feel to win the Legends class? Are you now a legend?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I think this is an awesome deal that they're doing this. I really do. I hope that it continues and the next few shows or, the next NRBCs, years to come.
Be watching in the weeks ahead for coverage of the Open Championship from the 2024 National Reining Breeders' Classic. Then it's the 2024 Best Little Derby in the West reining from Nampa. I'm Jennifer Reynolds. We'll see you next time on Horse of the West.
Stop it.